Welcome to the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast, the show where real estate investors talk strategy, capital, deals, and growth with your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey gang, welcome back. Today we've got Ari Galper on the phone, on Zoom, zooming in from Australia. And I have known of Ari for probably 25-ish years now. Quite a while. We were both part of Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazer's world way back in the day. And I remember hearing the story about this guy that had moved to Australia and was all about sales and got inspired by his son. And here we are 20 years later or whatever, and having a conversation. So Ari, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me, and nice to have a reunion again.
Yeah, for sure. So Ari, your whole thing really is about, it's sales, but it's a different twist on sales. It's not the usual manipulative type crap that we hear so much about, or techniques and jujitsu and all this kind of stuff. It really kind of boils down to trust and creating that trust. And I believe I heard you or read you say something about, everybody talks about know, like, and trust and multiple meetings to make a sale. And I think you even said the other person doesn't even necessarily have to like you, but they got to trust you. So tell me a little bit about how this epiphany came to you in the first place.
Sure. So I had a story that happened to me about 2 decades ago, a pivotal moment that I'll share with you briefly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know the story or not, but I used to work for a tech company. I was managing 18 sales reps underneath me. And we sold the first online website tracking data collection tools. Now it's called Google Analytics, a dashboard of all the information of a website. And so a lead called me off our website, big opportunity. And you recognize the name, big company. And he asked for a demo of our product. I said, sure. So we scheduled time for a demo. And I remember Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm with my CEO in a conference room, big long conference table. And I dialed the number off the speakerphone that he gave me on the Polycon old speakerphones there. He picks the phone up. He's like, hey, Ari, how's it going? And I said, great. He's like, let me tell you who's with us today in our side over here. I was like, oh, next thing here is, my name is Mike. I'm CEO. Oh, that's good. My name's Chris. I'm head of global IT. Even better.
That's good.
So everyone on the call was a decision maker. If this is going to happen, it's going to happen today. So I introduced myself, had them log into an old school webinar tool back then, gave them a live demo off one of their websites, showed them all the live stats. And as I'm showing this to them, I hear this noise on the phone call like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. They start asking me all kinds of questions. How does it work? How do we install it? How does technology work? And of course, I had all the answers. There was so much chemistry on this call, Dave. It was like a love fest on the phone.
It was a shoo-in. Like
it was like the dream sales call. And I got the high five with my boss in the back of the room. He's like, nice job. They're loving it. They're amazed by it. Call comes to a close. My contact says to me, Ari, we love this. This is great. Look, give us a call a couple of weeks. Follow up with us, and we'll move this thing forward. I said, oh, thank you, God. This is like the dream opportunity. So I said my goodbyes, took my hand, reached for the speakerphone in the middle of the table. As I'm reaching for the off button, by complete accident, I hit the mute button instead of the off button, and a small click happened, and they started talking amongst themselves, figuring out how
they thought you hung up. They thought you were off the call.
Right. Yep. So a voice inside of me said, Ari, go to the dark side. Be a fly in the wall. Go no one's ever gone before in the world of selling. So I listened in for a couple of seconds. They started talking about themselves, thinking I left the call. Now, I was hoping to hear good things.
Yeah. Well, amazing stuff. Yeah.
Amazing. We love this. That's great. But what I heard it said was this. They said, we're not going to go with him. Keep using him for more information. And make sure we shop someplace else cheaper.
Wow.
Knife and fork twist. I was in a state of shock.
Yeah.
I snapped out of it, hit the off button, looked at the wall, and I said to myself, what did I do wrong? I was competent. I was professional. I built.
This was not your first sales call. Yeah.
No, I was consultative. I did everything by the book, the checklist of every guru you can imagine. And here, they felt comfortable not telling me the truth.
Mm-hmm.
playing a game with me. And I
Yeah.
said to myself, this is so dysfunctional. This is so wrong. These layers of mirrors and just all these
Bullshit.
games.
Some of us call it. That's yeah.
Yeah, why not just get to the truth?
Yeah.
Why the sales game? So that's where I launched my Unlock the Sales Game process and the whole mindset shift and culture shift away from making the sale to instead focusing only on trust building. So there is no selling, it's only trust building. So it's a whole shift around that. So I hold a body of work around that. We developed what's called the one call sale process too. And one meeting, they can trust you to work with you. And that's all stuff we can talk about. That's what it all came from.
Oh wow. So when you had that moment of clarity, very disappointing. Like,
Yes.
how long between that and when you kind of figured it out that
Well,
about the whole trust side of things?
I quit my job after that because I said, this is just, I got to do something about this. I got to make this like my life mission. This is so wrong. I felt terrible afterwards. And I said, I'm going to launch my own approach to how to approach clients without having to sell at all. But more of a doctor patient approach than a I'm here to sell you something approach. And so I ended up just starting my own thinking around this. And 8 books later and 2 decades later, body of work around this, and really have honed this down to an art form now where literally in one single meeting with someone, maybe on Zoom, they can trust you enough to commit to you without having to follow up with them, without chasing at all, and not the numbers game. So conversion very high, low volume from leads. So that's kind of what we worked out.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, that's 20 years of work that's gone into
Yes,
this.
correct.
So I can't expect to suck that all out of that big, sexy brain of yours in the next 10 minutes. But I would love to get a few
Sure.
suggestions or tips for folks so they can start tiptoeing around this to get an idea, and then obviously find out more, get your
Sure.
books, that sort of thing. But what would be some tips that you might give someone like myself who
Sure.
does do sales calls on a regular basis,
Yeah.
who doesn't, who goes through that kind of bullshit still? Like what how can we kind of create trust easier, better, faster?
Here's some quick tips
Yeah.
that might knock you out a little bit. First tip is never again, as of today, use the word follow up ever again in writing or verbally ever again.
Okay.
The word follow up creates momentum towards the sale. That's a sales word. You're chasing them, following up with them.
Hmm.
Okay, you'd never want to do that. That's not trust building. You say this instead. I'm giving you a call to see if you have any feedback on our previous conversation, any feedback on the proposal, any feedback on the last meeting. Feedback's going away from the sale, not towards the sale. That one switch alone will trigger them to tell you the truth.
So big cross on follow up, big check on feedback.
Correct,
Got it.
exactly,
Okay.
correct. Another tip, we'll do some more sophisticated stuff soon, is never use the phrase, would you be interested?
Okay.
That forces them to a yes or a no. You say, would you be open? That's an open
All right.
space that no one says no to. Would you be open to considering this as an option? Would you consider the open? So the word open also engenders trust and a dialogue, not a force into a corner where they got to say yes or no.
Okay.
Those are 2 quick
No.
tips.
Yeah, those are great tips. Now you got us salivating here, Ari, because you're talking about like a one call close. And this whole thing is like high ticket success. So they tend to be, coaches, consultants, advisors, and stuff that are in the 10, 20, 50, 100,000, $200,000 range for their products and services. That might seem a little far fetched for people. We can't go into the weeds here, but big, broad strokes. What's the thought process behind the one call close?
Okay, so it's not the one call close, it's the one call sale. And when I say sale, I don't mean a signed contract in one meeting. What
Okay.
I mean is a commitment from them to agree to schedule with you a next step on your calendar for the next step in your onboarding process. Okay, so see what happens is in most initial meetings, we speak with someone, there's chemistry, we deliver value, then they want to Think about it.
Mm-hmm. Talk to their spouse.
Then you're forced to now chase them. They're now in a black hole off your calendar. So I've got a way to build enough trust within that first meeting where they'll commit to you to engage with you to your next step on your calendar. If you do this right, they'll become a client. So I'll give you an example. So our whole way of thinking is, like I said, more of doctor-patient mental model.
Yeah.
Zero selling at all. Right? When you go see a doctor, first thing they say to you is, where does it hurt? They don't say, let's have lunch first. I love your shoes. What's your background? Here's my resume. Here's my. They don't do any social connection. They don't work hard at becoming your friend. Okay, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. But you trust them. You respect them. So that's the concept. How do we build trust and respect? Not have them trying to like us. See, like us comes from a childhood need to be liked at the schoolyard. Now we're working in sales, so we have to feel like they got to like us first. And the irony of all this is your prospects aren't looking for a friend. They don't need to like you. But we feel good because they like us. That's the problem. Now we're on relationship
plus
mode.
it's drummed no like and trust. That's drummed into our heads, right? They got to
correct. It's like wired in. That old construct is so wired. We have to unwire ourselves in the new age because we're now in a commoditized economy. Okay, we're now being shopped against somebody else. In the old days, it was about the relationship. Why? Because we are the single source of information back then. Now that's gone. Internet, social media. So you can't start with let's be friends. They're not looking for a friend. They're looking to solve a problem. So with that way of thinking, let's just do an example.
Yeah.
Let's say the first lead, okay, and they show at the Zoom meeting, for instance. They show up on Zoom, okay. First thing you say is this. You say, "Nice to meet you, Dave. Nice to meet you as well." That's it for chit chat. Okay, nice to meet you. It's still bedside manner, empathy, but no sparks here.
No, how's the weather and none of that?
No. How'd you hear about it? Just watch a webinar. What do you think about the webinar? Great. You know John? I know John. What do you do? What do you do? See, once you start at a social construct, you can't move to professional. It's just the bridge is too loose. That's the problem. And you lose them right there because you got to become their friend first. Elongates the process. So remove all that chit chat. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. And you say this. If you wouldn't mind, Dave, take a step back for a moment. Walk me through your background, your situation, up to your current concerns, keyword concerns, related to your X, whatever you plug in, financial situation or business growth. And we'll go from there. Would that be okay with you? Take your fingers like this over your mouth like a doctor. Sit back in your chair like that. They can see you.
So I think I'm about to smoke a cigarette here, man. But yeah, I hear what you.
What does this make you do?
Shut up. That's what it makes you
Don't talk.
do. Yeah.
That's the hardest part. Because we want to engage. We're engaged with animals. We want to create chemistry. We want them to like us. We want to rapport with them. That's the worst thing you can do. They are not coming to you to build a relationship. But we think they are. That's our job. Oh, I'm relationship oriented. I'm not salesy. I build relationships. That's what they don't want. They're not coming for a friend. Why are you even doing that? That's just so dumb. Not in this day and age. So you say, if you wouldn't mind, take a step back for a moment, walk me through your background, your situation, and the big picture of where you're at. And of course, the concerns you have related to X, Y, Z. The word concerns, focus them right on their problem at hello, right away. Then you sit back, they'll start talking. They'll start downloading on you. You'll be like, shocked. Oh my God, this guy was right. They'll just start downloading at hello. No, nothing about you at all. You do not talk the entire time. It's not about you. Don't talk about your business, what you do. Don't hijack the call. Let them unload on you, and they will if you do this right. They'll open up to you. Now, as you're listening to them talking and describing their problems, what will the back of your brain start doing as you're hearing their problems?
Coming up with solutions?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you have what I call the expert syndrome. When you hear the problem you've heard 100 times, it's not new to you. Your system goes, I can fix that. Do it all day long. So off your brain now is thinking about how you can help them solve the problem. Now you're the pharmacist in about 3 seconds, not the doctor.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to be dramatic here for a reason, because you got to stop being the pharmacist on this call. Only the doctor. Doctors do not dispense the medicine. They only provide clarity on the problem itself and a plan, but they do not provide the medicine. Your job is to stop talking about your solution. They don't care about this at this stage. All they're asking themselves is one question: can I trust him as a human being right now? They may say to you, Dave, I'm looking for information on X. And you're like, I've got that for you. But that's not what they really want from you. They want to know, can they trust you or not? So let's just say they tell you their problems. You listen. Now, you listen. Do not solve it. Just listen only. When they're done talking, you just crystallize their core issues. So what I'm hearing from you, Mike, is your core problems are X, Y, and Z. Is that correct? And he goes, exactly. Checkbox number 1. This guy listens. He's not trying to move me forward. He's just present. He might be safe to talk to. I'm not sure yet. They're hiring you, Dave, on your approach, not your solution. They already know what you do. It's not a mystery. When they show up, they've already seen your website. It's not like you're so unique. They don't know what you do. They know your business code, whatever you do. That's over. We're all commoditized. So it's really weird, but you have to not talk about you the entire time. Just be quiet.
Yeah.
That came from Toby, my son, who has Down syndrome. I told you, I wrote a book about him. He taught me how to be present and listen and not have an agenda. Because when you have an agenda, it's over. They can feel that from you a mile away. They can tell you're up to something. So let's just say you summarize it, and the guy says, yeah, that's exactly right. Great. Next question down the iceberg, I call it. How long has it been a concern for you for? They start talking again. Oh my God, Ari's right. They just won't stop talking. They're opening up, helping them feel comfortable with you. Next question. What have you done so far on your own up until now to try and resolve this?
I'm going to be getting good at this.
Doing the work? Who's doing the work here?
The other
Not
guy.
you. There is no selling. Stop selling at everything. Just stop pitching and selling. Don't talk. Just have the structure in place to give them space to feel comfortable and safe with you. That's all they're judging you on right now is your approach. They're hiring you on your approach, not what you have to offer, and not how much they like you either. I promise. Nothing personal, because you're a great guy. But they're not judging you on how much they like you and they're going to hire you off that. They're judging you on your ability to understand their world. And the longer you're inside their world, the longer they're going to eventually say to you this question. They're going to say, Dave, how can you help me?
So that's kind of what we're looking for, them asking us.
That requires immense patience on your part.
Yeah.
You got to breathe, stay centered, let go of your own needs to make that sale. Otherwise, they'll pick it up from you a mile away, and it's over, and they'll want to think about it at the end. That's a snapshot of our process. There's way more beyond that. But once you own this thinking and the structure behind it, it's game over. You probably should be able to convert 100% of every lead that's qualified. 100%. If not, it's your fault because you did something wrong. It's not their fault. They're qualified. They came to you. It's like, well, what's the only variable left? Me. Oh, my conversion rate is so low. I need some help. I need more leads. No. Let's plug up the hole first, which is you. Your process is broken, causing them not to hire you. Not more leads. It's conversion.
So Ari, that's beautiful. That's brilliant. A lot easier said than done. Just getting us to shut up.
The behavior is just exactly. It is a mindset shift for sure.
Yeah, but that'll work. Like that forces you to.
Correct.
Yeah, that's.
You always sit back in your chair like you're thinking, which you will be thinking. A lot of thinking.
So Ari, you mentioned get them to ask how you can help them. So is that where you get into your pitch presentation?
Actually, no. There's no pitch or presentation the entire time.
Okay, cool.
Like, what? So I'll just jump to the bottom of the question, the iceberg. The last question is going to be this one.
Hmm.
Is this a priority for you
Hmm.
to address and resolve once and for all? So you can get it off your plate or not. I'm okay either way. What am I saying there? I'm saying this is your problem, not mine. I'm not going to own it, my friend. I need to
Uh-huh.
know from you, is this a priority to address once and for all? Then I can walk you through how we work. If not, let me know. That's a real kind of like back straight moment. Well, they have to own. Just because they're looking for help with X doesn't mean they want to like commit to fixing it. That's just
Yeah.
a myth. You have to
Hmm.
get to the bottom of it and help them commit to their own problem. You'd be amazed how people just can't, they procrastinate and never solve it.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
it's a priority. The guy goes, "You're right, Dave. I got to work on this." Then you say, "May I walk you through my roadmap process for how I go about helping people like yourself address these issues? Would that be okay with you, Mike?"
Yes,
Always
it
create
is.
space.
Mhm.
Always create space. Don't just jam in there. Let them breathe. Let them walk forward. Let them say, yes, that sounds good. Now, do not talk about your pricing, your solution, your presentation at all. This is a meta step where you show them a framework, a process map that shows them what each phase is of working with you. A
Mhm.
structure, not your solution. So phase one might be, for you, I'm making this up, might be phase one, discovery phase. We meet again, we unpack deeper, look at your finances, whatever. Phase two for you might be, I don't know, analysis. I'll analyze your information. Phase three might be a plan. I'll bring back to you a plan, not a quote. Don't ever use the word quote ever again. Don't use the word quote or proposal ever again as of today. Erase those words from your vocabulary. You now do
Got it.
custom plans for people, not proposals. A
Yeah.
plan that's
Mhm.
customized. This is all your roadmap. You're going to show them what your process is. You have to buy your process first, Dave, before they can buy you. They don't care about how your solution works or your pricing. They don't want to know it. They just want to see. Here's the thing, humans need structure.
Mhm.
If they can't see it visually, and they're hearing you, it goes in one ear and out the other ear. When
Yeah.
they see it, they believe it. When they're talking to you, they don't believe a word you're saying because you're talking. It sounds so strange.
So a very visual, once they get to that point, you're walking them through a visual roadmap of your
Left to
process.
right, no logos, no colors, nothing fancy. It can't look like a marketing document. Has to be white thing, left to right, 5 stages, and little bubbles and bullets. That's it. So simple.
Mm.
Here's the thing, complexity equals mistrust, simplicity equals trust.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah. Makes
decomplex
sense.
your process and make it so simple they can say yes on the spot. The reason
Nice.
why they want to think about it is because not you, but others will provide information which is portable, which they can now take and go somewhere else. That's not trust. Information providing is not trust building at all. In fact, that's the worst thing you should do is don't do free consulting. Don't provide any information at all in that first meeting at all. Only deep dive their problem, show them a plan to fix it like a doctor, a structure. Then you walk them through each phase and you say this, you say, what are your thoughts on the roadmap process, John? And he'll be staring at this thing going, probably say to you, if it's clear, he'll probably say, makes sense.
Hmm.
It's common sense. It's how you
Yeah.
solve any problem. You do deep dive, you analyze something, you do a plan, implement. It's not like they get it. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
simple, pedestrian level, simple, off the street level. Gotta
I
bring
love
it
it.
way down. Then you can say to them, where would you like to go from here?
So then my question for you, Ari, is,
Yep.
because we're talking about a one call sale, but that might be to the next step.
Correct.
Are you
Correct.
like when you've got your students or your clients getting this
Yeah.
dialed in, are they getting payment in full in that one first call, or is it usually leading to
Some of them just
Onboarding.
do a next step discovery phase.
Okay.
So a lot of them do discovery as a first call. I'm adding a trust call first. You see what I'm doing? A
Yeah.
trust meeting first, then discovery. So if you're a financial advisor, for instance, some of them do charge a fee to initiate the process, a nominal fee to start the planning process for sure. If you're a consultant, you can or cannot. It's up to you. But when you master this, you will start charging a fee. So you might say this. So you say, what are your thoughts on the roadmap? Guy goes, makes sense. You're going to say, where would you
Where'd you like to go from here?
Yeah. And he'll say to you, all he can say to you is only one thing, which is, well, what's next?
And do you recommend the next step be like a paid engagement, but maybe not the full meal deal type
Oh,
thing?
yeah, definitely not. No, it's only one step at a time, baby steps. You'll break trust by trying to make the wholesale there. You just make a small threshold offer. Either it's going to be free next step, or you can say this. There's a one-time nominal fee of only $5K. That's it. They have me initiate with you. That includes, then they can see what they're paying for, what you see in front of you. Phase 1 through 3. All the work you see there is what you're paying for, which is a credit towards the work beyond that.
Smart. I love it, Ari. We could talk about this for hours, but we can't. So I think you said 8 books, and I think you've got a new one that's just recently come out. So if people are wanting more Ari Galper, which they should, how can they get it?
Yeah, it's the new book's called Trust in a Split Second. You get a free copy mailed to you at www.thetrustbook.com. Pretty straightforward. When you get there, fill out the form. There's also an option there to check out and have a chat with myself or my team members to discuss your situation uniquely of how this might work for you. So that's the place to go to get the book, have a chat, and then deep dive into this as quickly as possible.
Fantastic. What's the URL one more time?
Thetrustbook.com.
Perfect. Ari, this has been fantastic. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, everybody, take action, and we will see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Property Profits Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, apply at daveinterviews.u.com.